Welcome to my YouTube channel. Hello, coin collectors and curious viewers. Today, we're diving into one of the most interesting and valuable coins in modern US history, the 2006 5-cent nickel. But wait, before you say it's just a nickel, let us tell you why this coin could be worth a staggering $114 million. Yes, you heard that right. Stick with us as we explore its history, its potential value, and why it's making waves in the numismatic world. Let's start with the basics. The 5-cent coin, or nickel, is one of the most commonly used coins in the United States. It's made of a combination of copper and nickel, weighing 5 grams, and features the iconic profiles of President Thomas Jefferson on the obverse and his home, Monticello, on the reverse. The design of the nickel has remained largely unchanged for decades, but 2006 marks an interesting year in its history. Now, while most 5-cent pieces from 2006 are worth only their face value of 5 cents, there's a rare exception that we'll dive into in a moment, the reason why this seemingly ordinary coin could be worth so much more. Now, let's talk about what really makes this 2006 nickel special. While the majority of 5-cent coins from this year are perfectly normal, there was an error in a small batch that makes it stand out. Some of these nickels were produced with an extremely rare minting mistake, and that's where the big money comes in. This mistake involves an error in the copper-nickel alloy composition, which caused certain coins to be struck with a mixture of metals that didn't meet the official specifications. The result was a distinctive color and weight discrepancy that set these coins apart from the standard issue. These particular nickels are known as the wrong planchette coins. The weight of the mistake coins was slightly off, and their color was visibly different. This issue is rare enough that, over the years, only a few have been discovered, making it a highly sought-after piece for collectors. So, what does this error coin mean in terms of value? A normal 2006 5-cent coin is worth, well, 5 cents. But if you happen to have one of these error coins, it could be worth a whole lot more. In fact, depending on the condition and rarity, some of these coins have been appraised at incredible prices, as high as $114 million. How is this possible? Well, coins with unique or rare minting errors often fetch massive sums at auction. The higher the rarity, the higher the price. And this particular error coin is among the most highly valued due to its limited number in existence. But why does this seemingly ordinary nickel fetch such astronomical sums? It all boils down to rarity and demand. Numismatic enthusiasts and collectors are always looking for unique coins, especially those with minting errors. And the rarity of this 2006 nickel only adds to its allure. Coins with minting errors like the 2006 wrong planchette nickel are highly coveted because they don't come around often. In the world of coin collecting, a single mistake can make a coin worth thousands, or even millions, of dollars. And since the US Mint can't reproduce an error once it's discovered, the value of these rare coins only increases over time. Beyond just the monetary value, these error coins also have significant historical importance. They represent a snapshot of a time when something went wrong in the minting process, creating a coin that is now an artifact in the world of American currency. 2006 marked an important year in the history of the US Mint. Not only were changes being made to other coin designs, but the issue of the 5-cent nickel also reflects a broader trend in modern coinage, with ongoing debates about composition, design, and the future of coinage in the digital age. Now, you might be wondering, how can I tell if I've got one of these rare error coins? Well, it's all about inspection. First, you'll notice a difference in color. The error coin will likely have a slightly darker hue, and its weight will be off by a fraction of a gram. If you've got a magnifying glass, you can also look closely for any signs of mismatched details on the coin's edge or surface. Of course, the best way to authenticate an error coin is to take it to a professional. A certified coin grader can help confirm whether it's truly a wrong planchette coin, and they can assess its condition to determine its market value. So, how do you get your hands on one of these $114 million error coins? Well, first, let's be clear, they're extremely rare. Most of the coins have already been discovered, but there could still be some hidden in circulation. So, keep your eyes peeled next time you dig through your change jar or wallet, you might just find a fortune. And if you do come across one of these rare 2006 wrong planchette nickels, don't rush to spend it. Take it to a professional to verify its authenticity, and you could be sitting on a small fortune. Who would have thought that a simple 5-cent coin could be worth millions of dollars? It just goes to show how much hidden treasure is out there in the world of coin collecting. If you've learned anything today, it's that every coin has a story to tell, and sometimes, that story is worth a lot more than you might think. Thanks for joining us today as we uncovered the mystery behind the $114 million 2006 nickel. If you enjoyed this video, make sure to like, subscribe, and hit the bell icon for more fascinating coin stories and tips. And remember, the next coin you find could be worth more than you ever imagined. Next, hey, coin collectors and history buffs, did you know that a humble 5-cent coin, yes, that little nickel from 2002, could be worth millions? It sounds unbelievable, but it's true. Stick with me as we dive into the fascinating world of this specific coin, how it ended up with such a jaw-dropping value, and why it could be sitting in your change jar right now. You don't want to miss this, so let's talk about the 2002 D nickel. At first glance, it's just like any other nickel, made of copper and nickel, with Thomas Jefferson on the front and Monticello, his famous home, on the reverse. It's been in circulation for decades, and, for most of us, it's just another coin that gets tossed into the pocket change pile. But in reality, this specific 2002 D nickel has a backstory that makes it far from ordinary. To understand the value of the 2002 D nickel, we need to go back in time just a little. In 2002, the US Mint produced millions of these coins, stamped with a D Mint mark, indicating they were struck in Denver, Colorado. It was a typical year for the US Mint, and there was nothing particularly special about this batch of nickels, at least not at first. But here's where things get interesting. Some of these 2002 D nickels have a rare and mysterious feature that makes them incredibly valuable today. You might have heard about it. It's called the 2002 D double die nickel. So, what exactly is a double die coin? Great question. A double die occurs when there's an error during the minting process. Essentially, the coin's design is struck twice, misaligned, resulting in a double impression of certain details. It's not a mistake that happens on every coin. It's rare, and that's why these coins can be worth so much. The 2002 D nickel is one of those rare cases where a doubling error happened, and it can make the coin worth a lot more than just 5 cents. Now, how do you identify if your 2002 D nickel is one of these ultra-rare double die coins? Here's the key. Look closely at the lettering and details. On a genuine 2002 D double die nickel, you'll see a noticeable doubling effect on the word Liberty, as well as on the date 2002. The doubling might be subtle at first, but if you catch it, you'll see that parts of the letters or numbers seem to have a shadow or a ghost image beside them. It's not the typical wear and tear, it's a clear, distinct mistake made at the mint. Also, the most notable doubling can often be found on the D mint mark. Again, you'll see a shadow effect or a second D behind the first one. Now, hold on to your seats, because here's the real kicker. Some of these 2002 D double die nickels have sold for huge amounts of money. We're talking tens of thousands of dollars. And in some rare cases, even millions. How does that work? Well, the most famous sale of a 2002 D double die nickel took place in 2018, when one such coin sold at auction for an eye-watering $36 million. Yes, you heard that right, $36 million. That's more than most houses, and we're talking about a 5-cent coin here. It's honestly mind-blowing. So, why did it sell for such a huge price? The answer lies in the rarity of the error. It's estimated that fewer than 10 of these coins are known to exist, and they're in extremely high demand from collectors, especially those who specialize in rare minting errors. The rarity of the double die, combined with the fact that these coins are extremely hard to find in good condition, means that they can command astronomical prices. You might be wondering, can I find one of these rare nickels in my spare change? The short answer is, possibly. But let's be clear, it's very unlikely. These coins are incredibly rare, and most of the ones that were struck with the error have already been found, with a few lucky collectors holding onto them. That said, coin collectors and treasure hunters are constantly searching through rolls of nickels, looking for that golden find. If you do happen to come across one of these coins, congratulations, you might just be holding onto something worth a fortune. Now, if you do happen to find a 2002 D nickel and think it might be a double die, How do you know for sure? First, take a close look at the coin with a magnifying glass, paying special attention to the details I mentioned earlier, like the Liberty and 2002 doubling. Then, to confirm the coin's authenticity, you can take it to a professional coin grader or a numismatist. They will be able to give you an expert opinion on whether your coin is the real deal and, if so, its market value. If your coin is authenticated, and it turns out to be the real deal, you could be looking at selling it for a significant amount, possibly even millions. But remember, proper documentation and expert validation are crucial in getting the best price. So, is there a 2002 D double die nickel hiding in your pocket change? Only time will tell, but now you know what to look for. If you've got one, or even if you find one in the future, be sure to get it checked out by a professional. I hope this video opened your eyes to the world of rare coins and how small, seemingly insignificant things like a nickel can turn into big money. If you enjoyed learning about this incredible coin, make sure to hit that like button, share this video with your friends, and subscribe for more amazing content like this. Until next time, keep hunting for those hidden treasures, and I'll see you in the next video. Last, could your 1989 nickel be worth a fortune? While it may just look like a regular 5-cent coin to most people, there's a hidden value in these coins that could shock you. In today's video, we're diving into the world of rare nickels, specifically the 1989 US 5-cent coin. Stick around to learn why this humble nickel could be worth a jaw-dropping $128 million. The US 5-cent coin, also known as the nickel, has been a staple of American currency for over a century. First introduced in 1866, the coin went through several changes in design and composition before the 1989 version we're discussing today. The 1989 nickel is part of the famous Jefferson Nickel series, named after Thomas Jefferson, the third President of the United States. His portrait has been featured on the obverse side of the coin since 1938. On the reverse, you'll find the iconic Monticello, Jefferson's Virginia home, depicted on the coin. The design of the 1989 nickel is no different from previous versions, but the value of these coins isn't always just in the design, it can be in the history and rarity of a specific year. At first glance, the 1989 nickel doesn't seem like anything special. But there's a unique story behind some of these coins that could make them worth far more than just their face value of 5 cents. You see, the value of a coin is determined not only by its age or design, but also by its rarity and the condition it's in. So let's talk about what makes some 1989 nickels stand out from the crowd. One of the biggest factors in determining a coin's value is whether there was a minting error during production. Minting errors are often overlooked by the average collector, but in reality, they can turn a seemingly ordinary coin into a highly sought-after treasure. Some of the most valuable 1989 nickels were created due to minting mistakes. For example, the 1989 P. Philadelphia Mint nickel might have been struck with double dies or off-center impressions. These errors are rare and could make the coin worth thousands, or even millions, to collectors who specialize in error coins. These minting errors happen when the coin dies, used to strike the design onto the coin, become misaligned or cracked. In the case of a 1989 nickel, if it's struck with a misaligned die, you might find the coin with a shifted design, or even with two impressions stacked on top of each other. These coins are incredibly rare, and they can be worth much more than their face value. So, how much could your 1989 nickel be worth? The typical 1989 nickel with no errors is worth just 5 cents, no surprise there. But when we start talking about minting errors, things get interesting. One of the most famous and valuable versions of this coin is the 1989 P nickel with a double die error. In 2017, a 1989 P nickel with a double die obverse sold at auction for a staggering $128 million. That's right, $128 million. That sale made headlines around the world. While such a sale is rare, it shows the potential hidden in certain coins. Most 1989 nickels won't reach such an astronomical price, but it's always worth checking your collection to see if you have a rare minting error that could make you a fortune. Now, you might be wondering how to tell if your 1989 nickel is one of the rare ones. Well, there are a few key things to look for. First, check for signs of misalignment. If the coin has a blurry or incomplete image, it could be a sign that it was struck off-center. Second, look for double strikes. This is when the coin has been struck twice, causing the design to overlap or repeat. Lastly, examine the date and mint mark. Some error coins may have multiple mint marks or the wrong date. If you suspect you have a valuable coin, the best thing to do is take it to a certified coin grader. They'll examine it under magnification and determine whether it has any errors that could increase its value. If you're lucky enough to find a rare 1989 nickel, you'll want to know where to sell it. Many collectors and investors are always on the lookout for valuable coins, and there are a few places where you can sell your prized find. You can sell rare coins through online auction houses, numismatic dealers, or at live auctions. Some coins are worth so much that they get sold to the highest bidder at prestigious events. Before you sell, be sure to have your coin properly appraised and graded by a professional. So, the next time you spot a 1989 nickel in your pocket change, remember, there may be a lot more to that small piece of metal than meets the eye. Whether you're a collector or just someone curious about coins, it's always worth checking for rare minting errors. Who knows? You might just find a nickel worth $128 million. Thanks for watching, and don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the bell icon for more fascinating videos on rare coins and their history.